Oh, it was an amazing show. A lot of my attention was on the screen, trying to read what was happening. Um, and the moments when I glanced over at you, it was just very powerful how much emotion you were expressing. And not knowing a lot about the Mahabharata, I just didn't. It was like so much information. So I appreciated just learning different parts of the story, and I'm just impressed by how much you're able to emote. So that was the most powerful part for me.
Congratulations to Ash and her great work, and Lauren, who was sitting just next to me, she had to leave, but she also wanted to say her that she was doing a great job, and I was really, really, really touched and moved by her emotional work. Congratulations.
It felt like there were many times when she was talking from all of us, all the women. Do we impose my question always remains, do we impose the so-called bondages on ourselves, or is it from outside? She did it, she was upset she did it, but in the end she was not happy with it. And many a times I think it happens this way. The woman is supposed to do this, so she does it, but then she takes the revenge in so many different ways. If only it's not happening, the first point is not happening, things would be different. So she was emoting all of that, and I was going through all of that, wondering, and very well presented, very well done. Lots of emotions. Very nicely done.
I was very, very impressed, extremely impressed. And I think women stand up for their rights, but when they stand up for their rights, they feel guilty about it, because they are not supposed to stand up for their rights, because they are brought up like that, to be submissive and be in deference with men's opinion. And that goes all over the world. And as far as the play was concerned, it was really, really very well presented. God bless.
No, it was wonderfully presented. I think for me, I can clearly understand the story and all the characters behind it. It's very well emoted.
What do you think about it being from a female perspective versus the other way it's sometimes told, which is from a male perspective? Did that change your understanding of the story at all?
I think it was new. I think the perspective that she did bring out, I think it was a little different. It was enlightening for me. I think most of the times I've seen Mahabharata, or I've read Mahabharata as just as a pure story, and not necessarily think about how a single character gets impacted by the whole story.
It's also very nice to see that with practically no or one prop, because this is all
It's
one
amazing.
thing. The whole scenario was happening in front of us as if everything was there. She presented almost like Sanjay was presented to them. It felt like it's happening in front of us with just plain cloth, not even stitched clothes. It was very, very nicely done and well written, well directed, well scripted, and well acted. Very nice.
Do you think that, question for anybody in the audience, do you think that she changed characters strong enough with only the simple props that you could tell who was who when she was talking? So I got that from my perspective, it was easy enough for me to kind of glance at the screen and still hear her speaking and know which character it was by a small prop.
Yes.
One
Yes,
small
we
thing,
could,
right?
we could recognize everything, because she has presented every character with their different clothes. Just always her son, Duryodhan, he was wearing green clothes, and the blue was the dress of Shakuni, her brother, and then the other purple color was, white color was of Bhisham Pedama. So when she was talking, she was using those clothes, just to present the person with their clothes, with their, you can say, dress. So we can understand, yes, now she's talking to so-and-so person.
And I think the choice of the colors was also
yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of metaphors
Yes.
with that, like the green
Is envy.
for,
Green.
to represent the youth, and he's green with envy.
Yes, he's
I noticed
always
that
green.
as well.
Yes.
He was always wearing green dress.
And then I guess the purple would represent royal colors. For
Yes,
Bhishma
royal
Pitama.
colours.
Yeah.
But
So-
Bhishma Pitama was always presenting in the beginning with white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only just the clothing, her shift in character and
Mm.
like the speech or style,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like
Like walking
her
lame
objective
for,
was
yeah,
different
walking
within
like a lame
each
person
character.
For Shakuni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has really presented the emotions of a woman, that how helpless she was. She couldn't express her feelings. She couldn't do anything. She knew that everything was going wrong, but still she couldn't stop. And that's the last scene, that she was pressed too much because of the death of her sons and couldn't hold it. And she cursed Krishna because Krishna, they think that he was the god and he could change his mind, but whatever happened was wrong.
Does anyone see her as a hero or a villain? I couldn't decide by the end. Is she a
Yeah.
hero or is she a
Honestly,
villain?
it's kind of, if I had to sum it up, I'd say it has a Game of Thrones feel to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It like covers like everything, like different
Yes.
perspectives. Like you see all the characters and like how they, interact with each other and how they think and how they feel. You kind of get that through just this entire 1 hour play. You kind of get the entire story, and I really thought that it had like a nice Game of Thrones feel to it. Covers a lot of the same issues as well.
Except that this was written 5,000 years ago.
What about the sound and lights and the effect of that? Because they talked about that before the show, about what the effects, the music, the lights, the mood would be affected by that. Anybody have any comments on that?
It was well done. The moment she was doing the 7 rounds for her wedding
Yeah.
around fire,
Fire.
you could feel that that's what is happening, because everything else was dark and well, I think lights were done very well.
The morning part too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
morning
the
versus
morning
the very
part,
beginning.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
And
when you at the beginning of the play, you see all these clothes. I mean,
Yes.
literally, it feels like it's all randomly strewn, but there's a purpose behind each and every single
Yeah.
one of them, based on their color. The wedding scene which was being described. I mean,
Yeah.
it is feeling like that was representing the flames, and she was
knew
going
where all the
around.
clothing
Them.
was too.
In response to your first question about is she a hero or a villain, I feel like within herself, she feels like she's a villain, so she's not able to be a hero outside. Although she has the potential of being a hero, but because she feels like a villain inside, she feels like she's not powerful enough, or whatever she will do will not help. Like you were saying, she feels guilty for what she's doing, whatever little she's
And
doing.
she's going against tradition or religion, which is a submissiveness is part of religion. You're saying at the same time you're trying to save some part of humanity, which is the female part of it. You're going against all the religion and tradition at the time. So that kind of stand then's got to be more significant than it would be today, to go against that much of your culture and change up that much by yourself. I still saw her as a hero, so I just wasn't sure what you guys thought.
Seeing the props and the presentation, it told me exactly the different characters, because I read the story and she did a phenomenal job. Just continuous and on time and the right character at the right moment, and it was well choreographed with the translation, so I could hear her as well as read at the same time, and she did a great job.
I never doubted for a second that what was being said there was exactly what she was saying, and that it was timed properly, right? She's not seeing that. So I was impressed she could follow, like you said, go from character to character, you knew it.
Yeah, because some of the words I couldn't understand in Hindi, so I looked at the translation and it was right there. So
Okay.
so it
So
was
you
very
thought-
well choreographed. I mean, she did a great job.
And I was amazed the way she put so much emotion to it. She's a great actress. And like I said, I was so amazed the way everything was, I was reading it and she was acting it was very, very clear to me.
I've never seen a show completely in a language other than English before. That's a new experience for me. Asking for my honest opinion, I had difficulty at times, like, keeping up with the words. I found I need to learn to read faster, I think. But at the same time, I still felt that I understood what she was going through, and I was able to, keep up with the story, and she portrayed it very well. It was very emotional, and I felt empowered as a woman. I think it was very socially relevant, I think, for a woman to look at her life and her choices and have to think about, is this, which way is the right way for me personally? And so it's not always easy. Those choices affect our families and other people, and in some cases hundreds of people that could be killed. It's she really showed that desperation. I think she portrayed that very well.
What I really loved is that even though I was not able to grasp everything in Hindi, although I do know Hindi, her character and the want she portrayed, the objective she portrayed for each character was so clear that even if you're not understanding what she's saying in words, you can understand what she's saying just by looking at her.
I don't speak her language, and the words were changing too fast, but I could kind of tell about the story with her actions, and I thought the story was good.
गांधारी अपने आप में एक बहुत अच्छा नाटक है. It's a very nice play, and it's been done by one of the best actresses in India and Australia, ऐश्वर्या निधि. बहुत ही अच्छे एक्ट्रेस हैं, उनसे मुझे भी सीखने को मिलता है. मेरी सीनियर हैं, और यहाँ पे LA में हॉलीवुड फ्रिंज फेस्टिवल में बहुत वार्म वेलकम मिला नाटक को भी. ऑडियंस बहुत अच्छी रही. हर व्यक्ति जो आता रहा है उसके साथ हमारे नाटक एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अलग रहा है, और आई बिलीव गांधारी को अब और भी आगे जाना चाहिए. और ऐश्वर्या मैम जैसी एक्ट्रेस बहुत कम देखी है मैंने. वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एक्ट्रेसेस. यू शुड ऑलवेज कम एंड वॉच हर. एंड मुझे लाइट और साउंड इस नाटक का करके बहुत अच्छा फील हो रहा है कि मुझे मौका मिला है करने का, और जहाँ पर भी होगा तो होपफुली मैं भी साथ रहूँगी और लाइट और साउंड से और सपोर्ट करने की कोशिश करूँगी, बिकॉज वो अपने आप में बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग एक्ट्रेस हैं. तो मेरे लिए चैलेंज हो जाता है कई जगहों पर उनके साथ कोप करना, क्योंकि उनका एनर्जी लेवल इंटेंसिटी राइज करता रहता है, और मेरे पास एक टेक्निकल हिंड्रेंसेस रहती हैं, एक टेक्निकल लिमिट्स रहती हैं कि कहाँ तक मैं साउंड ले जा सकती हूँ, कितना मैं स्लाइड्स का इस्तेमाल कर सकती हूँ. सो आई होप कि जितने चैलेंजेस वो मुझे स्टेज पे देती हैं उससे अच्छी तरीके से मैं ले पाऊँ और कुछ सीख पाऊँ. अभी भी सीख रही हूँ. थैंक यू.